Dear friends of fine watchmaking, this is a special year for our Lange Söhne. We are celebrating the 175th anniversary of the Saxonian art of fine watchmaking. And to mark the occasion, we will issue an homage collection dedicated to the man who put Glashütte on the map of international watchmaking artistry, Ferdinand Adolph Lange. But first, let me explain why his philosophy still guides us today and how we translate his legacy and his ideas into the future. In 1845, Ferdinand Adolph Lange, a young watchmaker from Dresden, set out to build the world's best watches in the remote rural town of Glashütte. An independent and comprehensively educated personality, he introduced the latest scientific findings into his work and developed his own style. His plan for the former mining town, where he started his business, went far beyond his own company. It was the blueprint for an entire regional watch industry. On December the 7th, 1845, he hired 15 apprentices. This day marks the birth of the Saxonian art of fine watchmaking. The Saxon milepost in front of the Stammhaus, the historic Lange family home and manufactory, reminds us that back in the times of Ferdinand Adolph Lange, even the next city was a day's journey away. Far ahead of his time, he set the course for future through pioneering inventions, scientific progress, and the quest for new horizons. He introduced the metric system into European watchmaking and improved the production methods through new tools. More than 30 watch patents have been filed under his name and the names of his sons. The most well-known one is the characteristic three-quarter plate made of German silver, which since 1990 is once again a hallmark of every Lange watch. Thanks to a sophisticated quality management system, Lange's pocket watches were so precise that they were used by observatories, so prestigious that they became the first choice of emperors and kings. Many elements of the so-called 1A top category can still be discovered in our contemporary wristwatches, like the gold chatons and the hand-engraved balance cock. Then, as now, an Lange Söhne watch is a fusion of art, ingenuity, craftsmanship and passion. Every timepiece is an expression of our drive to create distinctive designs and innovative mechanical solutions. This is why every model is equipped with an in-house movement that reflects our technical creativity and features the highest degree of finishing. Today, Lange Söhne is once again a brand that shapes the future of fine watchmaking. This is how we carry on our 175-year-old tradition and send out our message to the world. So far, we have presented 3 new models this year. We expanded our new sporty elegant Odysseus line with a white gold model. We also presented a limited edition of the Zeitwerk minute repeater clad in blue. And we have launched a completely revised Lange 1 time zone dedicated to open-minded people connected to the world. But that's not all. We have saved something special for you. To commemorate the 175th anniversary, we will premiere our homage collection of 3 limited editions of the 1815 watch family. The connecting element is Honeygold. The Lange exclusive superior gold alloy stands for lasting values, whereas special engravings reveal our passion for craftsmanship. Simple and perfect, the 1815 Thin Honeygold with a handcrafted enamel dial reflects our dedication to tradition. The 1815 Rattrapante Honeygold focuses on the two classic complications of timekeeping. By featuring for the first time a black dial in a honeygold case, it bridges the gap between the historic pocket watch manufactory and the new beginning in 1990. The Tourbograph Perpetual Honeygold is the ultimate proof of our claim to never stand still. With a reliefed black rhodium-plated honeygold dial, we have taken a completely new path in watch design. Our new timepieces, and especially this collection, express our commitment to uphold our tradition while exploring new avenues to advance the art of watchmaking.
The year 2020 is an important year for our Lange & Söhne. This year we celebrate 175th anniversary of Saxonian fine watchmaking. In 1845, Ferdinand Adolph Lange took the bold step by establishing fine watchmaking in Glashütte by founding his own watch company. This anniversary we celebrate with the launch of 3 watches, which are the link between the past and the present. The Homage to F.L. Lange collection consists of 3 watches out of the 1815 watch family. 1815 is the year of birth of Ferdinand Adolph Lange. The watch cases are made of Lange exclusive Honeygold, a beautiful honey-colored 18-karat gold which has double the hardness of a regular 18-karat gold. All movements feature a very special movement decoration. And all 3 watches have a very particular dial design. So let us start with the first watch of the collection. The 1815 Thin Honeygold. 38mm case diameter, honeygold case, and a beautiful 2-piece white enamel dial. And of course you recognize design of 1815 family, the typical railway track and the Arabic printed numerals on the dial. The 1815 Thin Honeygold is a limited edition of 175 watches. Shall we take a look at the other side of the watch? And here you have a beautiful view on the movement, which is of course inspired by the old pocket watch movements from Ferdinand Adolph Lange. You see the winding wheels, beautifully finished, and yeah, you recognized a very special decoration of the movement. Special hand engraving on the balance cock. And you will recognize the granulated surface of the three-quarter plate. And of course, some beautiful gold chatons. And the black rhodiumed hand engraving on the balance cock. The movement has 72 hours of power reserve and 167 watch parts. And here we have the 1815 Rattrapante Honeygold, our purest interpretation of a classical Rattrapante chronograph. The diameter of the case is 41.2 and it has 365 parts in the movement. But first, let's take a look at the dial. It has again the typical 1815 design, with this time a beautiful golden printed numerals on the beautiful black dial. In fact, that black dial is the first time we have that combination with the beautiful honeygold case. And of course you recognize the minute counter, the Rattrapante hand, the chronograph hand, hour minute and the regular second hand. The 1815 Rattrapante Honeygold is a limited edition of 100 watches. Let us take a look at the beautiful back of the watch, because here you see in all glory the movement with the Rattrapante mechanism fully inside, centered. And of course you recognize the granulated bridges, and if you take a closer look, you even would recognize the black rhodiumed hand engraving. And of course you see here and there some nicely beveled inner angles of the complex Rattrapante mechanism. So here you see a perfect harmony of the 365 movement parts. The Tourbograph Perpetual Honeygold is the most complicated watch of the Homage to Ferdinand Adolph Lange collection. It has 5 complications. So let's start. The perpetual calendar, the tourbillon, the fusion chain mechanism, the chronograph, and the Rattrapante mechanism. And all these functions are packed in 43mm case of honeygold. The Tourbograph Perpetual Honeygold has a solid honeygold dial made out of 5 pieces, all made in-house. The 5 pieces are the dial ring and the sub-dials, and of course the main dial. Beautiful black rhodiumed granulated surface. And you recognize the Arabic numerals, they stand out by 0.15mm. So you have a very three-dimensional dial design. Even the moon disc is made out of honeygold, solid honeygold. And the stars are beautifully hand engraved. Of this masterpiece, there will be only 50 pieces available. And now let's dive through the tourbillon and see how the movement looks like. And here you have the highly complicated movement with 684 parts. If you count the chain as being 1 part. If not, there will be a plus of 636 parts. Highly complicated, the Rattrapante mechanism you will see, and even if you take a close look, you even could recognize the fusion chain mechanism. Of course, all of this is partly hidden under granulated bridges, and the tourbillon bridge is also black rhodium engraved.